Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I forgot I still was clicked on the chat, so my cameras were all jacked up. So we swapped over and it was just like, that's not our faces.
Oh well.
It's okay. It's very, very, very minor glitch there. So anyways.
We've had much worse.
Yes,
glitch.
we had. Yeah. Glitch. My
Sure.
My brain glitched.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Everything's fine.
Oh,
yeah, us the beginning of the podcast seeming all fucked up in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's just deja vu, man. That's that's not real.
It's literally deja vu because it happens literally every week.
Yeah.
Anyways, boys, we made it again. Another week down. We are in September. Kind of winding down to the end of the year here.
Yeah.
So,
not many games coming out anymore.
No. Well, I mean, there's a new Call.
There's a lot in October.
Yeah, there actually is a lot of good games coming out in October. Just nothing I'm going to buy. Is where I'm at this point.
Metal Gear, Super Mario RPG remake.
Yeah.
What else?
I'd have to look up the list because I know I've been hearing journalists being like, there is not enough time to review these games. It's like February all over again or some shit. Like,
I can't remember the name. It was originally a Deck 13 game. It's another dev now. Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen. Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big one.
Hold on, let's see. All the big games coming out this October.
Assassin's Creed.
Hellboy, Web of
Mirage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Detective Pikachu returns. Forza Motorsport comes out. Assassin's Creed. Yep. Lords of the Fallen. Sonic Superstars. Spider-Man 2. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. City Skylines 2. Alone in the Dark. Ghost Runner 2. And Alan Wake 2. This is literally...
That is a lot of fucking games.
Yeah, it is.
Persona 5 Tactica as well.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't even that's not even here on the list. Yeah.
No.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, it's October is
stacked.
It is. It really is. And then we just had another game come out. I think it was today or yesterday. Lies of P came out.
Yeah,
and that's reviewed like fairly well, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's looked pretty good.
I do want to try it. I don't know when I'm supposed to have time for any of this stuff. Oh, there's a new Total War game next month too.
What do you mean when you have time? You beat Starfield. You can play something else now.
I have no time for anything. No, you don't understand.
Has he
New
beat
Game
Armored
Plus
Core
is a thing.
Has he beat
New
Armored
Game
Core
Plus
yet?
changes every time in Starfield up to New Game Plus 10. And there are different variations that you're not guaranteed to get.
Stop spoiling.
So Tim, you've been playing Starfield.
It's not a spoiler. I said it's different. I didn't say how.
Can you, without spoiling anything, allude to what's different? Like, is it like story stuff?
I can't spoil anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as I can spoil, I can say one thing that's not a spoil. You get dialogue options that are almost kind of meta that let you skip certain parts of the game, or
oh man, you're a fucking time traveler.
Can help with your no, I didn't say that.
That's just my theory now.
I will neither confirm nor deny any theories that you may have, my friend.
Okay.
But there's some very, very cool mechanics that are unlocked in New Game Plus. I'll just put it that way.
Nice.
Cool. I like it.
I do want to say Lies of P is sitting at an 82 on OpenCritic. 86% critics
pretty good.
Recommend. I mean, yeah.
That's not bad.
And guess what? It's a Game Pass game.
Game Pass, I know.
It is on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free.
Hold on.
I'm legitimately running low on storage space on my PCs. All of them. Because Armored Core and Starfield and Baldur's Gate are on all of them, and those are all big. So right. I might legitimately just put Lies of P on my Xbox and play it there.
I mean, yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that. Oh, you know you want to know another fucking game we didn't even talk about? That's releasing here in a couple days?
What?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Duh. Oh my god.
Well, we were talking about October. Mortal Kombat.
I know.
If you pre-order it, you can play it tomorrow.
But
I haven't pre-ordered it.
Here's the lead up.
At least the premium edition.
Here's the lead up into October. You have more. So you got Lies of P, which just came out.
Yeah.
No, that comes out on the 19th. Okay, so that doesn't come out for a couple days. But so the review embargo must be over. Okay, so that comes out on the 19th. Mortal Kombat also comes out on the 19th. On the 21st, you get Payday 3. On the 26th, you get Cyberpunk, and then you roll into fucking October.
Man, that's a lot.
It is a lot, especially throwing.
2023 is a real good year for games.
It really is.
Yo, Sonny in the chat. Yeah, Megan Fox is voicing that vampire woman in Mortal Kombat. Did you see that?
No,
yeah,
that's so weird. Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Good for her. She was very excited in the interview that I saw.
Was she?
Yep.
Oh, is she a big fan?
Well, she was saying words that would indicate she's excited, but she's also Megan Fox, so she's like got no facial expression.
She didn't have any deep cuts. Yeah.
There's like nothing that shows she's excited other than her words. So I think she's excited.
Right.
Maybe. Like I don't know. It's whatever. Like that. Yeah. That was. I'm sure that had as much to do with WB as it did as it had to do with NetherRealm. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff can be fun. That particular pairing of actor to character, I'm not excited about, but I'm curious to see who else we'll see show up in the game.
I am excited to fatality her a bunch of times and hear her death thralls. Like that'll be fun.
That will.
So sadistic.
That will.
It's Mortal Kombat. Fuck off.
Anyways, I have different comments, but. Anyways,
okay.
I thought I was gonna say no, but yeah, like 2023, great year for gaming. I'm actually, you want to know something? A game I'm happy is not coming out this year. The more I think about it, 2 games actually. Soccer 2. I'm really happy that's not coming out this year.
That would get buried.
Yeah,
even if it's great,
yeah,
it would get buried.
It's too late. And then the new Space Marine game. I have enough to like last me the rest of the year. I'm sure I'll get some smaller games from here to now. Or like
I haven't even bought the new Madden.
I didn't either. I won it in a raffle, just like I did last year.
Yeah, I didn't even touch it.
Did they confirm that Space Marine 2 is going to be next year?
Everything is indicating that it's going to be next year.
I thought the trailers they showed at Gamescom said 2023 still.
Yeah, everything that they said was 2023, but
yeah,
they haven't put a date out yet.
Justin, you have poofy hair.
Yeah, there's no date. It still does just say 2023. So
yeah, I just think we're getting to mid-September. You know what I mean? There's no date. Like I'm just Q1
getting pretty close to the end of the year here.
Yeah, not Q1, but well, I don't know. It depends on what Q1 you go off. If you're talking fiscal or calendar or whatever, I would say calendar year Q1 or whatever is probably the best time to release that. So January, February, March, because I don't think there's any games really as of right now that are announced for that time frame. So kind of have it all.
I haven't been able to think beyond this year for all the games.
Right, either have I. I mean, but like Tim said, it's a fucking great year for gaming right now. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised, but at the same time, I shouldn't be because I think people have talked about this. This is like the catch up from COVID, right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of these games probably would have been a little bit more dispersed over the past couple of years if we didn't have the whole pandemic thing happen. So
probably,
yeah, it definitely feels that way.
Yeah. So
like Starfield probably would have come out a year ago.
Look at how long Tim's hair is.
I know, it's very long.
I'm sorry.
I like how Justin has poofy hair, Tim has long hair, and I just shaved my head on fucking Sunday.
And you have no hair.
Yeah, I just shaved this shit on Sunday.
I told Cody a few weeks ago, I was like, it's almost like Tim Palomalu hair again, and he was like, no. And now it definitely touches my shoulders now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyways,
I had it tied back, but it was hurting in my hat, so I was like, okay, we're gonna just let it.
Yeah, let's not
go.
Let it flow.
Let it flow.
I don't need another migraine. Not after last night.
That's what I was.
I have a fan blowing on me too, so you can see my hair like retreating.
Are you doing your Head and Shoulders commercial live? Is that what this is?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jesus, that's funny. Oh, Sonny's calling me a baldy. Yeah, I gotta be bald.
Baldy.
I gotta be in regs. That's just what it's all about. I you know what? Honestly, though, I've shaved my head for so long. I will probably continue to shave my head after I'm out of the military. So,
Do you like it?
I really do, because it's like it's takes like 10 minutes to shave, and then I have nothing to worry about. Like, there's no, I'm gonna mess with it. Like, it just is what it is. I will definitely grow out whatever beard I can, though, whenever I get out. It won't be on Justin's level, I already know, but maybe not even Tim's level, because I've been shaving it for fucking 12 years at this point. But
mine's definitely not on Justin's level, but
yeah,
we're letting her go until my boss says something. We're letting her go.
Cody, what's the longest you've grown out your beard?
Probably the longest was probably when I was in Afghanistan, because when I was out at the FOBs, we didn't have to, like, the Green Berets and shit, they didn't give a fuck about hair regs and whatnot. Like, you know, they're like, they're shooting mortars at us. Look how you look is really what it was, kind of thing. So, I remember I grew it out for 3 months straight, kind of thing, and that's probably, as an adult, that's probably the longest I've ever had it. You know, in high school, I don't think I really shaved a whole lot, but I mean, it wasn't.
In high school, you didn't really grow much, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah.
Justin's had a beard since we were 13, so I mean,
right? Justin's had the whole lumberjack look going since as soon as he hit puberty, basically. Like, shit.
Yep.
No, look, Sonny, you don't got to worry about throwing off the game talk. We don't mind talking about our future my future plans of
our lives and pixels.
It's definitely our lives and pixels. So, but no, I
told my kids I'm gonna have a wizard beard, and that's happening.
So
some call him Tim.
People make that joke so often at work. It's not even funny, but it is hilarious.
Tell your son to call you Gandalf.
Sure.
Yeah, Gandalf. Or nope, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted Dumbledore. That's where I was trying.
No, I'd rather be Gandalf.
Yeah.
I'd rather be.
I know you'd rather be Gandalf, but
we're going
the disrespect.
Yeah. Anyways, you know, we kind of jumped right into this. So, what have you guys been playing anything new this week, or still playing Starfield? What's up?
Sea Stars, man. Sea Stars. I got about 8 hours in there now.
Oh, okay. A little ways in. How do you? What's I can probably look complete the game.
I can't remember. I want to say like 20 hours maybe.
I could look.
Nothing too crazy.
Oh yeah, main plus extras is 33. Main stories is 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty tight, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
Straight to the point.
Nothing too crazy, but there's a lot there you can chew on.
Right. Are you liking it?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome. So I got Game Pass to play both Starfield and Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
I played maybe 3 hours of Starfield, but I played 8 hours of Sea of Stars. And Starfield, I play for a while. I'm like, all right, that's enough, and I'll do something else. Sea of Stars, I'll play, and I'll be like, damn, I need to stop playing this. I've been playing this for 2 hours. I need to go eat. I need to be alive. I need to be a human.
2 hours. Tim's like, what's 2 hours?
Yeah. My days off are just like, if my kids are home, I'm hanging out with them, but then also playing games on my Steam Deck, and we'll stop and go do some stuff. But today, day off, kids are at school. We're gaming, boys.
Yeah, 2
Big
hours.
Game hours.
2 hours. We're just getting warmed up. That's what
Tim, how many hours do you have in Starfield?
95.6.
Nice.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
God damn. What were you were at?
Dude.
You were at 40 hours last week.
Yeah, it's been a week. I put in a work week, man.
You put in more than a work week.
No, that's
56
less than a work week for me.
Literally,
no, I'm talking
most
about
of the
the
time,
standard
I
work
don't
week,
see
sir.
Tim online on Discord or anything,
Yeah.
but lately, every time I look, it's just Tim Starfield.
Yeah, and I'm playing it on my Steam Deck when I can, but it runs so much better on my laptop and on my It's funny because on the machines that it runs well on, I think it's more CPU bound than it is anything else. Because like my main rig with the 5600X 3D, it runs the best of all my machines. Then it's my laptop with the 5950HX, not my other home theater PC with the 5600X. So the 5950 laptop is outperforming that desktop, even though that has a 6700 XT and the laptop has a 6800M. So theoretically, like GPU wise, that thing's got more horsepower than the laptop, but the laptop outperforms it.
There has been a lot of complaints about optimization on computers,
specifically for NVIDIA GPUs. Yeah.
Which I don't have any issue with. I got a 3090. It runs like a fucking dream. Like I've literally had that one crash. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I had one. I've had one crash in two crashes in 95 hours. One was on my Steam Deck.
Yeah. The
other was on the home theater PC.
Yeah.
It's never crashed on here. It's never crashed on my laptop. I legitimately think, and it's funny because that was one of the things that Digital Foundry said that they thought it might be. That may be a reason why it's capped to 30 on the Xbox and why blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, with everything going on in the game, it may be more CPU bound. And anecdotally, it's not like I've done any thorough testing on it. I'm just playing the fucking game. I'm not doing benchmarks. I'm not checking my resolutions and like seeing what other programs I have running and doing all kinds of like hardware info running in the background. Nothing like that. I'm just playing the games. It runs better on this machine than it does on my other machines, but my laptop, which has the second strongest processor, is the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know either. I just know that there's been a lot of complaints for Starfield and its CPU, and that's why Todd Howard, SkillUp described it as Todd Howard having you don't have phones moment when he told everybody that we did optimize Starfield for PC. Maybe it's this time for you to upgrade your PC. I was like, God damn, bro. Coming for the jugular.
Like, some of the people that I've seen complain about it running are like, yeah, it struggles to run on my 1080 Ti. I'm like, cool. Your 1080 Ti is getting a little long in the tooth. Like, I get that. But then also, I've seen plenty of now, anecdotally, I work in a computer parts store. Everybody in my department has built their own computers because that's what we do. And none of them have complained about performance issues at all. And they have a full variety of different machines and configurations. Some of them are running mini ITX with a 4080 fit in there somehow. Some of them are running 4090 rigs. Some of them are running AMD rigs. I'm running AMD rigs. Like, all my machines are AMD just because I don't care about ray tracing and price to performance. AMD.
And you don't want to see the sun.
Good. Yeah, I don't care. Like, it's just like, anecdotally speaking, none of them have complained to me about issues, and they're all playing the fucking game. Like, we all are. They had the same reaction Cody did when they asked me the other day. They're like, "How many hours you're at?" I'm like, like 85. They're like, "How? You work more than us?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, it's kind of unreal sometimes when you talk about the amount of hours you put in these games. I'm like, I don't know when. You have 2 kids, you have a wife, and you work. So I don't know.
They go to school. She works, and I have given myself the ability to play anytime, anywhere, on any machine I desire.
Bro, you must be playing like every
hustle mind culture,
right? Like, it's like every free 10 minutes you get. Let me boot it up real quick, and let me shoot these 3 guys. Or do these 3 digipicks, and then all right, I gotta go back to whatever I'm doing.
Like, when I get my lunch at work, I will eat, and then I'll set up my laptop, or I'll like go sit in my car with my Steam Deck, and I'll kill like an hour just playing Starfield, and then come back to work, and then I come home from work, I play for a couple hours, I go to bed, I wake up, get the kids off to school, I play. I've been closing, so I've been having a lot of free time in the morning to play until I go to work. So it's just like, yeah.
So he inhales his lunch. He does not eat it. He just vacuums it into his mouth.
Correct.
So he can get every minute out of that fucking lunch.
The Starfield experience. You just consume the item instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. That's funny. That is funny. I'm glad you're having a really good time with it.
The faction quest lines, I've done Ryujin now today, and I was telling Justin this earlier. I do have to say, like, compared to the Vanguard quest line, the Ryujin one was frustrating and boring because stealth in Starfield is broken, but not like it was broken in Fallout 3 and Skyrim and New Vegas and Fallout 4. Stealth is not super overpowered. Instead, the AI detection, at least on hard and very hard, is almost too good. So, like, you move, the floorboard squeaks, and they're like, cautious, someone's there. Or like in Skyrim, everybody knows you shoot somebody with an arrow, and the bandit who watched his friend die goes, must have been the wind. That's not a thing in Starfield. In Starfield,
No.
they're all of a sudden the entire base is on high alert, and you're being instantly shot unless you kill that guy on the first attack. So like, and they better be by themselves so the AI is significantly improved in detecting your stealth, which makes the Ryujin questline very frustrating because it's very stealth oriented.
So they nerfed the literal most played Bethesda gameplay style.
Yeah, but like sneak attacks are still crazy overpowered. Like you can just one hit almost anything in the game if you get it from stealth. It's just you're gonna one hit the one thing and then you're in a firefight, and it's a legit firefight. You're not gonna snipe everybody in the base and then go, okay, that's done, and go loot everyone after the fact.
A little more dynamic.
A little more.
Yeah. Maybe you should just, more people should play like me. You just run in there and
punch everybody.
I would say that's probably the most difficult way to play Starfield. If I'm just being...
It looked like it, man. My God.
If you don't have fucking med packs, you are fucked. It's really... Like, there's times where it's like, I have like 2 med packs. It's like, I guess I'm using guns right now because I will not survive. I will not live if I go in there and start trying to punch everybody.
I was playing like melee weapons, and it's like if you don't have a bunch of the perks, you're not going to be using that to kill everybody. You're going to need some guns.
Yeah,
but it baffles my mind that in Baldur's Gate, Cody didn't go for the monk character. Like
I
the game was
I did talk about it.
Is more viable. He's like, nah, I'm not going to do that there. But Skyrim. Or Fallout, or Outer Worlds, or now Starfield, you're like, I'm gonna punch everything to death.
Yeah.
You got guns? Bring it on, motherfucker.
Well, Outer World, I did use the hammer because the hammer, I broke the fucking game basically. Like I figured out a way that I didn't like break it, but I made a very powerful build. I was able to figure that out. I haven't figured out something like that in Starfield, but I think it's because I just don't have enough perk points yet. Did you see that people have been able to kind of break the leveling system in the game though with outposts? And they had somebody was able to make an outpost that provided them with 2,500 XP every 5 minutes. So they hit level 100. Yeah, they hit level 100 in an hour.
Wow,
that's cool. Good for them.
Yeah, they figured it out.
What do you get XP for from the outpost?
I have no idea. I haven't been able to build an outpost yet. Here's my issue with Starfield.
He says hasn't been able to. What he means is hasn't tried to. He's too busy trying to punch everything.
No.
Like I haven't played around with that at all because I'm too busy building my ships and going and clearing out bases.
I actually did try to start. Actually, when you were telling me about your fantasy football draft, I was in the process of trying to figure out outposts. The real issue is you need to have all the resources on hand, and like they don't like. Which is like, no duh. But at the same time, like they don't tell you what the fuck those resources are. You know what I mean? Like, so you really gotta go look and like figure it out before you even start. You're gonna be like, okay, I need to build like XYZ, so I need like this much nickel, or I need like these kind of parts. I need to make like these kind of parts and this, that, and the other thing. At least to like establish it, and then you can probably start like pumping whatever resources out of the planet. Because that's what I wanted to do. I found a planet with like 10 different resources on it. I was like, oh, well, could I make a bunch of money if I started like pumping these resources out and like selling them and stuff like that?
Start fracking,
dude. Yeah, basically. And yeah, I didn't get that far. It was like, oh, you need like X amount of resources to build this, I was like, well, fuck it. And then so I was like, I'm gonna go do something else, because that's more entertaining right now. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about Starfield is that like, even at this point. Even I only have like 40-ish hours. I haven't played. So something I mentioned this before the podcast, but I haven't played a fucking video game since Saturday. Like I haven't played any games. I'm I'm kind of like video gamed out after Baldur's Gate. Like, I know Tim's like 95 hours in Starfield. For me putting like basically 100 hours between Baldur's Gate and fucking Starfield in like a 3-week time span, I'm kind of like, meh, I need a break. You know what I mean? Like, I need to do something else, spend time with the kids and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that's the cool thing about Starfield. There's always more to discover, you know, like how to steal shit from puddles. Because apparently that's a fucking thing. That's a bug that's going around.
Brings me back.
Yeah, yeah. Which
that's
is
some Bethesda shit right there.
It's a bug because like that was a thing in Skyrim. There was just invisible chests in random spots, like Dawnstar.
That's true.
Oh,
that's immediately what I thought of. That's why I was like, it really is just Skyrim in space. When you posted that, I was like, it's just that's Dawnstar all over again, my man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that I think that's like the big appeal to Starfield kind of thing, and it's only going to get better over time, right? Because it's going to become the new Skyrim. Like we already talked about the mods last week. Those are only going to get more extensive kind of thing. People are only going to continue to pour more time into it because that's what people do with Bethesda games. They give them the freedom to do it, so people do it, and it'll get better. So
I did see their first big update. They're adding an FOV slider, like a modern game.
Yeah,
good for them.
You know what I was actually mad about? They're like, we're gonna add a button to eat, and I'm like, can I get a button to unequip all my fucking weapons so I can punch people? Like
right? They have these perks in the game.
Gonna happen. That's such a niche play style.
But yeah, I feel like the unarmed thing is like just overlooked by them in their design.
It could be.
It's weird to me because it kind of is, right? But at the same time, they literally had in that big 45-minute. This is what made me want to do it in that big 45-minute showcase a couple months ago, right before the game release. They had that dude talking about like the neon fucking neuron strikes. That's what it is. As one of the perks at the bottom. He's like, I just try to get the neuron strikes as fast as I can. I was like, oh, they have a viable build in here for unarmed combat. Like, let me do that. But no, I have to go through 18 menus to fucking unequip all my weapons. Like, why? Why can't I just have a blank spot on my goddamn
on your little quick
on the
equip thing?
On the quick menu for fists. Yeah, that would actually make sense.
Yeah, like I don't know why I can't.
I thought you were saying
that.
like just like an unequip all button, but what you're saying is just like a no, not unequip all, just like
yeah. Or either
fists,
or, right? Either or, right? You could have
let me punch fuckers button.
Yeah, there should be an option in the controls where I can be like, X is fisticuffs time. All right, this is what's about to happen. Anyways, that's just like, but that's a minor complaint. But the reason why I would prefer that over the food is because honestly, I looked at the food. The basic food in that game is fucking garbage. It's like, get 4 health.
It's like nothing.
That's like, why the fuck? Get out of my inventory. That's where you need to go, right? If you're not part of the research shit, I don't care. Get out.
You can level that too, though.
I know, but like it's the I feel like the perk points are so few and far between that if you don't start as like a chef or something like that, like are people really putting points into that? You know, so I don't know. Anyways,
someone somewhere is my whole thing on it is like, how did you add in the survival mechanics in Skyrim? You had it in Fallout 4. It was in New Vegas from launch, and I get that was Obsidian, but like it was in New Vegas from launch. It works in your engine, in various iterations of your engine, and you have food in this game, and you have all of these like elemental things, and there's no survival.
I mean,
incredible.
Their fucking status effects still barely do anything. Like, there's a lot of issues like that. Well, and to also be fair, they didn't add survival into Skyrim until somebody made a fucking mod for it, and they just added it to that store that they ended up doing, right? Like,
but I think the mod that they added, it's just the implementation of a system that's in Fallout 4. Like, it seems so much like Fallout 4 is that it would shock me if it's not like that code back engineered to work in the previous version of the creation engine.
It wasn't in Fallout 4 on launch. I think Skyrim already had a survival mode by the time Fallout 4 had.
There was a mod for it, but Skyrim has a different, the one that's in the Anniversary Edition now
Yeah.
versus the mod that's out there is well, the one that I used before, it's different. I don't know if it's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe they just used a
ones,
different mod than I did, but I don't know.
The new one's really a combination of a couple different ones because like you could have for Skyrim, you could have a couple different mods. You could have like eat, sleep, and all that kind of stuff. But then like you would have to add a weather mod like on top of it for where like furs had like cold like warmth or whatever if you have it equipped and all that kind of stuff. So if you go to snowy areas and if you go into hot areas, you need lighter clothing and all that kind of stuff. They married like those mods together, if I remember right, for Anniversary, and then they fucking dropped it in the game, kind of thing. So I don't know. Anyways, random rant. Not really what we were going to talk about tonight, but we're a half hour in. So let's talk about Xbox coming out with their own credit card.
Okay.
Initial reactions when you heard that. Anybody?
My initial reaction was, what cool perks can I get with this Xbox card? I bet I can just like get cheap Xbox Live or something. Yeah,
so I did Google this. Card holders will also earn 5 points per $1 spent on qualifying games and purchases within the Microsoft Store. 3 points per $1 spent on eligible delivery and streaming services such as DoorDash, Grubhub, Netflix, Hulu, and Spotify. 1 point per $1 spent on all qualifying purchases. A complimentary 3-month subscription to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for new Game Pass members only. So, and you can also, a new card will have a 0 annual fee and offer a sign-up bonus of 5,000 points after the first purchase. I think this is weird. Personally, I think this is weird because Microsoft already, god damn, that's bright. Microsoft already has their own point system on Xbox.
Yeah.
And I don't know how these aren't married to, like, why they aren't married together somehow. Because I know people redeem things through doing quests through Xbox Game Pass.
Searching stuff on Bing.
Yeah, just like random shit, like getting to play random ass games in Game Pass and stuff like that. I can see where like people would try and find the value, but from what I understand, and I forgot to bring this up earlier. On Nerd Wallet, like they were ripping this Xbox card.
Oof.
Oh, but it does have in here. Tim did bring up before the show that there's a PlayStation Visa card. Which, you know what's actually really funny about this? Xbox went MasterCard and PlayStation went Visa card. Just throw that out there. Like
another big divide.
Right. I will say I see way more Visa cards these days than Master, but that's kind of besides the point. But NerdWallet does say the new Xbox MasterCard will offer a similar reward structure to the PlayStation Visa credit card, according to Barclays. Points earned on the Xbox MasterCard can be redeemed only for Microsoft-specific games and add-ons in the Microsoft Store. So, I don't know. I'm really worried.
As soon as you brought it up earlier, I just went, yeah, it sounds like they're copying Sony.
Yeah, and I totally missed that Sony even had one.
It's not new. Sony's had it for a while.
Yeah, but my thing is, and something that's not talked about in here, but I saw floating around, is that like the APR on the fucking thing is like 20% or more, which is just like, I have a couple cards from when I was like 18, 19 that are like that, right? You know what I mean? But anybody with a brain that knows anything about finances is avoiding this like the fucking plague. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want a 20% card that's meant for you to buy your video games. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants that. So I guess I don't really understand the point of this.
To get more people on Game Pass, dude. 3 months free.
I guess. I guess, but like you can get.
You need a credit card? Why not get an Xbox One?
There's way better ones out there. Like they talk about that in this. They say the Chase Freedom Unlimited, for example, earns 5% cash back on travel booked through Chase and 3% cash back on dining and drugstore purchases and 1.5% back on all other purchases. So it's already way better than fucking everything that Xbox is doing.
I didn't hear anything about DoorDash on there.
DoorDash is all other purchases.
Yeah, but I don't get anything I can redeem in the Microsoft store.
No, the problem, once again, anybody who knows anything about finances or whatever, you can redeem it to like a Visa gift card and then buy whatever the fuck you want. Like that's just how a lot of this shit works. So I don't know, man. I'm very confused about why Xbox or PlayStation would do this to begin with. Actually, I take it back. I know why PlayStation would do this. PlayStation is just like all about the premium shit, and you need to put their fucking everything on a credit card anyways. It's also goddamn expensive.
I can tell you exactly why they're both doing it, and you're not gonna like the answer.
People are dumb.
It's not a consumer-focused move. Neither of them. It's a money-making move. 100%. That's all it is. They partnered with major credit card companies for the same reason that stores do it all over. Like my work, we have one. It's to make more money. That's it.
You know what though? This is getting way on to the finance thing. I actually feel better about store cards than I do like blanket cards, like a MasterCard or Visa card that you can really use on anything, because like if I get I have a card for Nebraska Furniture Mart that I use to buy my couch, right? I can only fucking use it at Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is all shit that is like, as an adult, you need furniture for your wherever the hell you're living, right? So like it makes sense to have that, and it can help you build your credit. While this Xbox card is like, yeah, you can use all these rewards on the Microsoft store, but you can also still buy anything you want with this, right? So you get some fucking 19-year-old who's super into Xbox or super into PlayStation or whatever, and then all of a sudden they have this fucking 25% APR card. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, I have to yell about finances with my airman all the time about like not buying the brand new Hellcat in the fucking lot. You know what I mean? Like, let's not do that. How about we don't? And so you don't have an $800 a month fucking car payment or whatever the hell that'd end up being.
Oh man, like,
yeah. 18-year-old kids and shit, they just like they don't fucking know. So sorry, I'm ranting now. But yeah, no, it's just interesting. It's just an interesting thing to see them do. I think.
What do you think the Nintendo equivalent of that would be?
I don't.
If they opened a credit card, what do you mean?
There's not another company. It's Visa or Mastercard. Well, I guess you can do American Express, right?
You could.
Nintendo could go with American Express. I don't know. I don't know. What perks would you get for a Nintendo card? Maybe they just give you.
You could share the card with 8 people.
Do they still do the coins on their store? Is that what that is?
Yeah. You'd earn your gold and platinum coins for your purchases.
Yeah. Here's an idea. That Xbox card would have been more enticing if they were like, hey, you can get this Xbox card, and if you use this Xbox card to buy an Xbox, it'll be like $50 off or $100 off or something like that. You know what I mean? $50 off an Xbox Series S, $100 off an Xbox Series X. You know what I mean? Okay, now I have a reason to fucking get that. Not to buy DoorDash. You know what I mean? Now I can get your console that you jacked up $100 extra all over the world, except for like the United States and a couple of extra places. I can get it back at its MSRP price. You know what I mean? Like, but of course they're not gonna do anything like that. Anyways, what else we got? I forgot. Oh,
we gotta talk about Unity.
Yeah, we do gotta talk about Unity. Justin, do you wanna dive into that for us? Do you know a lot about it?
So there's this game development platform known as Unity. You may be familiar with it because fuck tons of games use it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of indie stuff. Today, I think it was today, they came out and said that they're going to change kind of their terms for licensing out their engine. And basically, they're changing it so that they're going to take a cut of the money that developers make from their games based on the number of installations that game has. So there's like a threshold, right?
Right.
And there are different tiers of Unity. So for like the basic bitch version of Unity, I think it's after you pass like, is it like 200,000 downloads? And there's some other metric.
200,000 in revenue.
Yeah. Then they will start taking like 20 cents on the dollar of each sale or each install. They'll take, you'll owe them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 20% per install, and that's before you pay if you sold your game on Steam.
Yeah.
50% of your money
taking their cut.
Steam takes 30.
Yeah.
Unity takes 20. You're making 50 before you pay anybody.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wild.
And then there are like the higher tiers, right, where you pay Unity less, but you have to like be selling and like pushing a lot more and have the better license, essentially. So the little guy's getting fucked.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay. Here we go. I found it. Okay. So. Yeah, the threshold is $200,000 in the last 12 months for Unity Personal and Unity Plus, $1 million for Unity Pro, and $1 million for Unity Enterprise. Right. Install threshold. Yeah, and install threshold for Unity Personal and Unity Plus, which is the base level, $200,000. Or no, not dollars. 200,000 installs, and then Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise is still 1 million installs, right?
You better hope to God you didn't put your game on Game Pass.
Yeah. So, yeah. So,
unless Xbox gave you a hell of a check up front, you better hope to God you didn't put your game on Game Pass at that point. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, the Jez Corden came out, and I just saw the bullet notes of an article that he wrote. But apparently Unity said somewhere that they're going to make Xbox pay for any of the Game Pass stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck.
They said they're going to... They've walked back a lot of stuff already, right? And that was one of the things. It was like, no, don't worry. For that kind of thing, they'll pay for it. Like, okay, you think Xbox and Nintendo and PlayStation are going to want to do that? No. I don't know.
No.
And Disney games.
Well,
doesn't a Dreamlight Valley run on Unity?
So that's
Probably.
where I was getting ready to go with this.
I think it does.
I don't know if it's Dreamlight Valley, but there is a Disney game that does run on Unity. Oh no, Marvel Snap runs on Unity.
Snap.
And guess what else runs on fucking Unity? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that.
You imagine Unity going, fuck Disney, and going toe to toe with Nintendo? Like, Nintendo's gonna fucking smash the shit out of them and any like legal shit when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, Nintendo's not gonna put up with that. They won't even let people make fucking fan sprites for Pokemon. What are we doing here? Like, it's such a crazy idea, right? Because it's really getting, it's not even like right now where like there's monetization that goes to the end user, right, with like microtransactions and stuff like that. It's like, no, we're just gonna, before we even get to all of that, we're just gonna come straight at the developer and be like, you owe us money if your game is somewhat successful, is really what it boils down to. And it's just like, what the fuck? But why? Like, I already paid for the license.
Crazy. You see these developer tools basically moving to this subscription plus mode at this point. It feels very predatory, and we've seen a lot of devs speaking out against it already. One major thing is the devs who did what's that Cult of the Lamb. They said they're pulling their game from everything on January 1st, if that's how it's going to be. Yeah. Because this agreement is going to just like change everything for every Unity game out there. Yeah. Like,
you have to completely rethink your pricing. You have to rethink everything because 20%.
You're not rethinking anything. You're just not using Unity anymore. So any game.
Well, there's that. But I'm saying if it's already out there, that
That's what Cult of the Lamb is doing. They're just
Yeah,
pulling the game.
I think
Can you
any
imagine, though?
any indie dev will just pull the game because they just won't, like, it is not fiscally like viable for them to do that, and they're gonna be like, well, I guess I'm going to use Unreal Engine 4 or 5 because they don't do that.
People are talking about other engines. Godot is when I see people talking about a lot.
And Godot is actually super, like, from what I've read, is like super user, like first time user friendly and stuff like that.
Seeing people talk about it reminds me of like reading about Unreal and then discovering Unity.
Yeah, it's
the
really
same
what it
kind
is.
of like.
Well, and this will. I know RPG Maker came out and made a fucking joke about this, about oh, we'll never charge you extra or something like that. And then somebody was like, well, it's RPG Maker. All your stuff looks like shit because it's all 8-bit sprites and whatnot. Like, it was kind of funny. But anyways, now I like RPG Maker. I do want to throw that out there. I actually have a few different versions of it that I've messed with over the years. But anyways, yeah, it's just really, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how anybody could convince themselves to use this. Like, why? Even if so, not even indie devs, right? If I'm a big time dev, what about Unity makes me want to use it over Unreal Engine 5?
Well, I think when you look at it from the dev perspective, right? Like, these devs learned certain engines, right?
Right.
Like, there's certain development studios who, like, all their games are on Unity. That's what they know. That's what they're really good at. So they want to keep using it. But then this gets thrown in their face, and it's like, well, I guess we're gonna have to push back all of our projects because we're gonna have to relearn new engine tools.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think that's what they'll do, though. Like, I think they'll just be like, well, it'll probably kill some games. 100%, it's gonna kill some games because there's gonna be some small devs, like 2-3 people, that can't do that. But I'm not necessarily talking about games that are like in development right now. I'm talking about like devs that were like, let's say like us three, we were looking at making a game or whatever, right? And then we were like, oh yeah, we'll use Unity. It's super user friendly. It's good for, small teams and all that kind of stuff. And then this drops. Well, fuck, I ain't using that shit now. Like,
right. It's like, yeah,
there's no way.
Who knows what will happen down the line, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're just making this game for fun. But then if it just suddenly blew up, like, well, you're stuck paying that to Unity.
Right. And well, here's the other question. What about free to play games? Right? Because
free-to-play games would be fucked. It shouldn't be surprised either because the guy who fucking made this decision is on the record as saying, if you're not monetizing your game, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should talk about him.
Yeah. What the fuck is his name? I'm gonna jack up.
I forget his fucking name.
I'm gonna jack up my camera and looking up his name because I have it.
Yeah, he this is the same guy who when he was at EA, he suggested people get charged per magazine reload in shooters.
Yeah. Okay, so his name's John Riccatello. Riccatello? I don't fucking know.
Johnny.
He's got a very mafia sounding name for somebody trying to racketeer everybody.
Yeah, honestly, too. Now that you say that, he definitely could. I went and saw The Equalizer 3 with my wife last week, and the majority of it takes place in Italy. He could have just fit right in with that fucking name. It's just, anyways, he like Tim said, monetization. If you're not doing that, you're a fucking idiot. And then you guys were just talking about like reloading the ammo. Let's charge everybody $1 every time they want to reload. I'm just not gonna play your fucking
evil
game.
Peter Molyneux. That's like an evil Peter Molyneux idea.
I just don't like. And this is where like you start getting. I feel like this is one of those things. It's like it's a huge disconnect between whatever your player base would be for whatever game you're making, and like the suits and ties and the stockholders and all that kind of stuff or whatever. And you're just trying to figure out how to continue to make more money or whatever.
Yeah,
there's got to be better ways. Like, you can't tell me like this is what you came up with and you thought this was like gonna be viable kind of thing. So, oh, and the best part about this, there are demo installs count, right? So if you're making a game for fucking place,
off.
Yeah. So remember,
so Steam Next Fest is just killing every one of these devs.
Steam Next Fest, or remember, there's certain games on PlayStation, right? That if they're I don't know if it has to be I can't remember if it has to be a first party game, but remember, there's demos. Some games that are required to have at least 2-hour demos to be on PlayStation.
It's not just first party because they did it with Resi 4.
Okay, yeah. So some games are required to have 2 hours. So okay, if that game's made on Unity, you're gonna get all those fucking downloads that are gonna count, right? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And now that they've announced this, that they're going to do this, even if they rolled back all of this, who is going to trust them ever again to not try and pull the rug out at some other future point? Like, they're just not. Like, they've basically, like, destroyed any trust that they had with their communities and stuff like that. And
yeah,
2 years from now, we're going to be like, Unity. Oh, I remember that. You know, like that's what it feels like.
That's a very realistic option right now, I think.
Right. Yeah. So it's just crazy, man. Like I just don't understand. That CEO like literally basically just destroyed that company. It was like one decision basically.
I thought it was funny on Reddit. The Unity Reddit symbol is now. It used to just be like the Unity Square, but now it's the Unity Square on fire.
That's funny.
Yeah, funny. Accurate depiction of the state of things right now.
Yeah, they should have made it that teacup, that dog with the drinking the tea.
Yeah,
everything is fine. I don't know, man. Like, you know, obviously none of us are game devs or whatever, but it's just like you don't have to be a game dev to see that like that makes literally zero fucking sense for anybody to use. So I just don't understand how somebody, being the CEO of a company, thought it would be acceptable. Because gamers put up with a lot of shit, right? With like these microtransactions and whatnot. And so I just don't understand, like, did they really think they could push the envelope that far? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just baffles me. It really does. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how far they walk things back. Hopefully they can repair some of the fucking crazy shit that they've done today.
You guys want to hear some crazy shit that has nothing to do with Unity?
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 4, right? I haven't played it in a while.
I've heard of it.
Yep. The other day, it was underneath 700 viewers on Twitch.
That came down fast.
Yeah.
Pretty low.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they held a Diablo live event, right? And nobody fucking showed up. Like, there's a video of somebody panning their camera, and it's just a bunch of empty
If there was a tutorial
seats.
for how to kill your live service game in 3 months,
Blizzard, dude.
Yeah,
Blizzard would be the ones to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really sad because like Diablo is a good video game, but their live service nonsense, the way they're supporting it, is just not. It's so bad.
I will say
it's really funny to me that Blizzard came in with Overwatch and it was like, boom, loot boxes.
Right.
And then everyone was like, whoa, that's fucked up. That's bad. And then now the loot boxes are gone and we've got live service. And it's like, damn, dude, I missed the loot boxes. That was fun.
Everything else is so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like we were talking about earlier. Justin, I of all of the monetization tricks and tactics for pre-orders and all this stuff that game dev or that game companies pull these days, like the thing that bothers me the least is the premium tier getting early access. That doesn't bother me anymore. That's the bar is so low that I go, that's not hard.
You know what though? I think there's a better conversation to be had about that because is Mortal Kombat doing the same thing for their early access?
Yeah. If you buy the premium edition, you can play Mortal Kombat either like now or tomorrow. I forget, and then it releases.
Is the premium edition $100?
Yeah, but it comes with all the DLC characters, art book, all that stuff. So
no, I know, but I'm worried. I hadn't thought about this, right? But like we did it with Diablo. I did it with Starfield. Now Mortal Kombat's doing it. Is every major release just going to try and finagle a way to now charge $100 for their video games? Like, is that the world we're coming to?
That's pretty normal, right? Like we've seen that a lot.
Unusual. That's collector's edition. Premium editions are not new. It's just now instead of 90, they're 100.
$100
They
is a
used
lot,
to-
a lot of fucking money for a video game. That
I
you
know,
haven't
but so is
tried yet.
$90. But like,
Well, yeah, don't pre-order games. God damn.
Yeah. Well, I get it. No,
I'm
I
guilty
get
of
the.
it, though.
I get. No, I'm 100% guilty of it, right? But I hadn't had the thought process, right? You know what I mean? Because I've done it a couple times. I did it with Diablo. Differences with Diablo, at least. I had played Diablo, right? I played
The beta weekend or whatever.
Yeah, I played it through the beta and stuff like that. So
I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat. This is if you've played Mortal Kombat 11, you've basically played this. It's just there's new features.
I'm pinballing here. Mortal Kombat is coming out day one to the fucking Switch.
Yeah, how is that gonna
Is
work?
it?
Yes, it is.
Allegedly,
Yes, it
allegedly,
is.
so 11 ran natively on a cartridge. It wasn't a online only game. It wasn't streamed, and supposedly, the copies of Mortal Kombat 11 for the Switch don't have an online requirement on the box. Which means somehow they have that fucking thing running natively on the Switch. But if Mortal Kombat 11's performance on the Switch is anything to go off of,
Yeah,
you don't want it. It's impressive that they have it functioning, but you don't want to play that on the Switch if you have the option. If the Switch is your only gaming device and you're a Mortal Kombat fan, hey, more power to you. You play it where you can, buddy. I'm not putting that thing on my Switch.
Yeah, I was listening to Skill Up. He was talking about like releases coming out, and he said, he's like, and surprisingly enough, it's also coming to the Nintendo Switch on the 19th. And I was like, and I'm driving in my car while I'm listening to this. I immediately went, Tim said the last Mortal Kombat was fucking awful on the Switch. So
Yeah.
how? Like that was my thought
man.
process as I'm driving on base. I was like, what in the fuck? I was very confused.
I'll say though, like spoiled gamer perspective, I mostly played Mortal Kombat 11 on my PC or on my Xbox or on my PS5. Like, it runs great on all of those. And then I tried it on my Switch after playing it on my PC, and I went, ugh. So, like, maybe if the Switch had been my first experience with it, it wouldn't have been that horrible. But honestly, I probably would have gone and played MKX on my PC.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I am worried about, I guess, this trend to try and finagle the $100.
What do you think? Okay, so like the monetary amount for the pre-orders, I don't think really gets to me. But what gets to me is the early access to the game
Right,
thing.
'cause
Like
that's what's
literally,
gonna
it's
get people
just
to
like we were gonna have it released on this day, but if we just push the release date further, then we can get people to pay a bunch of money to play for like a week early.
Yeah,
which is gross.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think Starfield did it when I say the best, I'm talking about the best way for them, because the fact that they did it before Labor Day weekend was just
the timing.
Yes, the timing was fantastic, because that's what made me get it. I was like, because otherwise I just would have waited, right? But it gave me 4 days, because since I'm government, right? I had Friday and Monday off, right? And so it gave me a 4-day weekend to play Starfield if I paid the extra $30, basically. And I was like, that's just too good of a deal to pass up. Like, I can put all this time into the game, I can have a fantastic weekend. You know what I mean? Like, it just, the timing was way too good, kind of thing. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't want all my games to be $100. Is just kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, well, the
They don't
thing
have
is,
to
like,
be.
I'm not gonna buy every game that does a
Pre-order
$100 premium edition because it's early. But like Starfield, I definitely was because it's Starfield. I didn't for Diablo.
Yeah.
And the things that came with Diablo, like at least with Starfield and like with Armored Core, I bought premium editions. There was no early access for Armored Core, but I got a digital soundtrack. I got a digital art book. I got that with Starfield as well. You're gonna get that with Mortal Kombat. Like there are certain things that I go, okay, that's kind of cool. I miss the physical soundtracks or collector's editions that used to come with games. Like I paid $100 for Mortal Kombat 9, or I didn't pay for it. Sarah and Ian paid $100 for me to have Mortal Kombat 9, and it came with a bookend statue of Scorpion and Sub-Zero with an art book and the game,
Right.
and like there was the Scorpion spear was going through one end of the bookend, and then it was supposed to go through the art book and the case for the game, and then through Sub-Zero's chest on the other side. It's cool as hell. That was $100. Now you'd have to pay $250 for a game with a statue.
Right. For 19 inches.
Right.
God. You know what? I was listening to that, and I just want to say, you guys gave me so much shit for saying monetize, but that's how Skill Up says it.
He's Australian.
he has an excuse. He's from Australia. They don't talk right down there. We're gonna pretend like we do up here, okay? It's pop. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, no.
I think we only got that joke when I said it's pop.
Us three for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call
Regional
it,
jokes.
I have. I definitely have converted to calling it soda.
Sarah has always called it soda. So like my kids say soda, and I catch myself saying soda, but then I'll correct myself and say pop.
Stay
Aria,
strong.
Can you get me a soda? I mean a pop.
Stay strong into that child indoctrination for what I should call my Coke and Pepsi or whatever the fuck it is. Goddamn. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. I just. It's just something I noticed, and I was just. There's not a good answer to it other than, like Justin said, don't pre-order games. I will say something that in general helps with not pre-ordering games is Game Pass, right? Like,
yeah, dude, I spent $15 to play both Starfield and Sea of Stars.
Right. Yeah. Maybe
I could have spent 10 if I wanted to.
Maybe I should jump on Sea of Stars. Maybe that's what I need. I need a game that is just laser focused, and I can.
I think you'll like it.
Well, I really like Chained Echoes.
Is it laser focused?
I mean,
it keeps your attention.
What he means by laser focus, he's talking about like a story driven, like you don't have choices, you can't go off. Hey, I think the problem he has with Starfield is you can go anywhere in the universe.
Yeah,
and he doesn't know what to do.
I just bebop around and do random fucking shit in Starfield. Like there's no. I'm directionless. I'll be like,
there's no compass, dude.
Yeah.
Is Sea of Stars a linear RPG?
Yeah, it's a classic JRPG. Yeah.
Cool. Well, they're not all linear, so I go like most of the games that I play these days are non-linear.
Yeah, think like Super Nintendo era, like Chrono Trigger, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I definitely want to check it out at some point. And
I highly recommend.
The thing for me is like that looks like it would be a perfect Steam Deck game.
Yeah.
But it's on Game Pass, so I don't want to buy it because it's on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although
I
bought Starfield, but it's also like I'm not I knew I was going to sink hundreds of hours into Starfield. I look at Sea of Stars and I go, I might like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might not click with me. And I think it's probably a fantastic game, but that doesn't mean that it would click with me, because sometimes I bounce off of a game that I immediately go, this is cool, but it's not clicking with me.
I might.
Starfield I bought because I was like, it's going to.
Yes.
Another weird thing about Sea of Stars, or just another thing about it, I can't remember if we mentioned this, but it's the first title to be on both, I think, Game Pass and PS Plus at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I think that's right.
Same date.
Yeah, day and date. For
like on release, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, there definitely have been some that are both like right now. Fallout 4 is on PS Plus, but like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. No, so let me look. I want to look at something because Justin, I don't think you got into it, but Chained Echoes was. I remember I was trying to get you to play that.
Yeah, I was looking at it recently because I think it showed up on my Steam recommendations again.
So Chained Echoes, I thought was really good too. It's only 32 hours for the main story, but I didn't bounce off of it, but I definitely like started to try to do the extra shit, and then that's when I fucking started to lose interest. I was like, I remember I was fighting. You're gonna think this is funny. I was fighting. It was a two-tiered fight, right? And I was fighting vegetables, right? And like I would kill the vegetables, right?
I struggle with vegetables every day.
Yeah, I can't. It was like a pumpkin and like a thing of corn and something else. Like there's 4 of them, right? And I would kill. You would go through. You kill them, and then they would come back as like a kebab or whatever. It was the weirdest. Like off the beaten path, fucking mini
Very
boss
Japanese.
fight. Yeah.
You see what I'm like? It's probably a fantastic game, but maybe not for me.
No, it's
You hear what you just described? Did you hear the words coming out of your mouth?
Yeah.
Like, when it shooting weird bug ass looking aliens.
Yeah, dude. And when it got to the kebab thing or whatever, it would beat the fuck out of me. It was like I didn't have, like I wasn't a high enough, like I didn't have enough points in my characters or whatever to like beat it. I would like really tear through the first stage, but the second stage would just fuck me up. I can't remember exactly why. But if you end up playing all the way through Sea of Stars, I still do recommend Chained Echoes. Chained Echoes has fantastic writing, or even though it has a bunch of characters, right? It has a bunch of characters, and the leveling system I was a big fan of because it's not like your old Pokemon games or whatever, where like you have to have your Pokemon out for it to get experience. Basically, there's story points throughout the game where everybody gets basically a level up token type thing, and then there's also like other side things you can do that will give everybody a level up token kind of thing. But since they did it that way, they know exactly what level you'll be at each like boss point and stuff like that. So it's very like the challenge level is very appropriate as you go along for a lot of that stuff, for like just the main story beats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good game, very good game. What were you looking up, bud? I saw the cameras go off on Twitch.
Oh, they went off. Oh, whoops.
Yep.
I was just looking up the developer for Chained Echoes.
It was made by a single person.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe I'll try to see a start. I'm going. Oh, yeah. I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but just a reminder, I won't be here next week. I will be TDY. Right. I will be in South Carolina in Charleston. So maybe I'll pick it up for Steam.
I may or may not be here next week.
Uh-oh.
I have to check my schedule. I have we're doing inventory next week.
Good old
so
inventory.
I work 6 days.
Joy.
And I can't remember if Wednesday is my one day off or if Wednesday I'm closing.
Okay.
All right.
We'll play it by ear.
I will check in the morning and let you know.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about?
Closing thoughts?
Yeah, closing thoughts. Play Sea of Stars. I've heard a lot of really fucking good things about that game. Like, I really have. What was it, Gerard the Completionist? It's his game of the year.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah, dude. Big into it.
So, really respect his opinion when it comes to games. He's on Friends Per Second. So, I don't watch his videos, but I really like his takes when he talks about games on Friends Per Second. So
very base.
Yeah. Good dude. Anyways, that's what I
got. My final thought, in Starfield, in the shipbuilder, I'm using keyboard and mouse to play.
Yep.
To change like the category of item that you're in, the keys are Q, which makes sense. Q is right there, and T, which is a mile away. Why is it like that?
Yeah.
You don't use any of those other keys in between for anything in the shipbuilder.
That's interesting. I mostly play on controller, so
I've made a huge mistake playing keyboard and mouse. Let me tell you, dude. Do not play keyboard and mouse.
I have enough experience with this engine to know that it, especially the way I play, sucks to play keyboard and mouse because you are either pressing caps lock and only slow walking, or you're only fucking all go, and there's no like you can't walk at a reasonable pace. So sneaking is awful.
Yeah.
Without a controller, without the analog input.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that's true. I don't think you made a terrible decision.
That's been a thing since Skyrim.
I don't think you made a terrible decision because I think I mentioned this before. You can cut through a lot of the fucking bullshit with all the menus on mouse and keyboard that you compare to the controller. So because you can just hit one key instead of
The
having to go
hotkey for whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of
go
having
to
to
the
go through
menu,
one or
figure out which part to aim at,
Yeah, dude.
click on it.
3 or 4 different fucking screens.
If you play with a controller and you know the keys on keyboard, you can have your controller and press the key on the keyboard too, which is not a good solution, but it does
the hybrid.
Right, yeah. Like there's not like prime example of this. And when you're on controller, if you want to get to the start map or whatever, you have to hit start and you got to go to the planet on the left side and you hit A and you go and it'll bring you to the planet view, right? But if you don't want to be at the planet view, you want to go further out, you got to, you hit B and it brings you further out or whatever, right? I can get all the way to the planet view immediately by hitting M. It'll bring me straight to the planet view and I just scroll out.
Boom.
It's just way faster. So I don't think you made a mistake, but they do have quirky shit like that where it's Q and T. I knew exactly where you were
I'm
going.
so glad that you knew. That's so funny.
Because I thought the same thing.
How much have you guys played with the shipbuilder, by the way?
I spent probably 30 minutes in there just fucking around. There's some things that bugged me about it. Like, it seems like the different parts have certain join areas that do not work with other things. That was really unclear, but I figured that out. And I was like, whatever, that's fine. I'll just rotate it. Yeah, you can't fucking rotate pieces.
That's the number one complaint.
No, you can only flip them because they're meant to go.
Not even all of them.
Directions. No, not all of them.
The fucking docking one only goes up.
Yep.
There are other.
There's docking ones that come out of the side.
If you go to different, if you go to different planets, there are different ships available based on what manufacturers are operating there. And if you go to a certain manufacturer's like manufacturing yard, you can buy just their ports, but there's more available and there's better parts that work together better. So like,
okay.
Yeah, my ship's kind of a Frankenstein. Now, you guys have seen some of I put some of the pictures I put of my ships.
Yeah.
But it keeps going. I have so much fun with it.
Shipbuilding in Starfield is like here. Shipbuilding in Tears of the Kingdom is like up here.
Yeah.
That's what I have come to learn.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do like the shipbuilder in Starfield, but you can be much more creative in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know, unless you get the mods and it gets rid of the fucking shipbuilding limit. Did you see the ship that somebody made that the AI can't even hit? It's literally yeah.
Is it tiny?
No, it's gigantic. But it's basically like a square, but there's nothing in the middle.
He made a Borg ship.
Yeah. It's just like the skeleton.
It's just a cube.
Yeah, it's like a big cube, right? And it flies around, but there's nothing in the middle, so the AI doesn't know how to shoot it, so it shoots right through it.
That's amazing. I want to try and replicate this. Wait, are they using mods or did they just make it like legitimately in the shipbuilder?
I think they had to get rid of the the size limit.
I bet there's a way.
Oh, I'm sure there is a way, but I think they did
Tim's
have
got a mission.
I think they had to get rid of the size limit. If I see the tweet again, I'll share it in the chat. There's been so many. Somebody made a ship called the Red Rocket. I bet you can imagine what that looks like.
I'm hoping it looks like the Red Rocket gas station from Fallout 4 and not what you're implying.
No, it's definitely what I'm implying. You know, I'm sorry, one more thing. You know what ship needs to be modded into fucking Starfield? The big, giant burger boy from Austin Powers.
Oh my god, that would actually be great. That thing could be something out of Fallout.
Yeah, it could. It could. I have a doggo.
I can't wait till somebody just basically mods Fallout 4 into Starfield. Like, just takes a planet and goes, here's Fallout 4.
Yeah, here's the other Earth.
Yeah, here's Skyrim and all of Tamriel kind of thing. Yeah. On a planet.
Yeah. Oh,
it's gonna happen.
Because that's like
gonna happen.
People talk about mod potential. Like, you have whole planets to play with. And the fucking thing that bugs me the most about the discourse around Starfield, the people that are like, oh, you can only walk so far in a map cell. Each map cell is bigger than the size of Fallout 4. Most of them are bigger than the size of Skyrim.
Oh, what?
So you have the amount of distance people are traveling to get to these fast travel where the edge of the map where you get the invisible wall and you have to move your ship. That whole cell is the map size is the size of a full ass Bethesda game. It's just not filled with all of the little stuff because like all the entire story isn't crammed in that one section of a map like it was in Fallout 4.
Yeah. But like you just got like 2 creators.
When everybody's like fucking saying, "Oh, it sucks that I can't walk the entire circumference of the planet." It's like you were never gonna do that anyway. Let's be real. Like, how many people are really gonna play the game that way? You might do it once, and then you're like, "That was cool."
People do it all the time in No Man's Sky. What do you mean?
And the size of the planets in No Man's Sky are not. No, people do not do it all the time. They fly around it in No Man's Sky.
Yeah, you can fly in orbit.
Yeah, well,
you're not gonna.
That's true. They
hack all the way around the circumference of a planet in No Man's Sky.
Yeah, because No Man's Sky gave you vehicles and on the planet, and Starfield has yet to do that.
That is something that I hope that they add in eventually.
But in Starfield, you have your boost pack, right? Which is great.
Yeah. Except for
unless you don't have a perk to use it.
That's true.
Which is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's true. I do think that you shouldn't need to use a perk to use the boost pack, but
I was so disappointed when whatever her name is on the main quest is like, oh, you know what? Yeah, here's this boost pack. You're gonna need that for getting around outer space and shit. It's like, oh, sweet. I can't use it.
Yeah, you gotta spend a whole ass fucking perk point to use it. Yeah, there's definitely some weird design decisions. I think not having vehicles is probably one of the worst decisions that they made. With how
the amount of times they reference mechs and just random dialogue on certain planets, and like they're referenced a bunch in like the previous wars, I would be shocked if they're not put in the game at some point. But I don't know how that's going to function. That's the thing. I don't know if it's going to be like a vehicle. Yeah, or like I don't know if it's going to be something like that, or like a vehicle, or if it's going to be just like, no, you can just build Liberty Prime and watch him walk around the quest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how it's going to be implemented. I don't know if it's going to be like a one-off, like, here's this really cool thing, you get to pilot a mech suit in this one mission, and then nothing. Or if like, you get to build your own mech and customize it and use it in traversal and stuff.
They need to do that. They need to do
that would be amazing.
They need to do it. It needs to be like...
And the setup's there in the game lore already.
There needs to be a bay that you can add to like the side of your ship kind of thing. And
it will be a DLC.
It won't. It'll be a mod.
Well, definitely it will be a mod.
There will be a mod, but I do think there's very much legitimately a way that they could add it in DLC. And that I can see. Because it's referenced so many times in the lore of the game already. Right. That like it's banned. I literally was in a shop earlier where the guy was like, "Yeah, I'll sell you anything, but not mech parts. I don't deal in that black market shit." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Really setting it up.
Yeah,
I'm like, the setup's right there.
Yeah, I've been there with the fucking.
That's funny.
Those hound things or whatever.
Yeah, if they don't like just straight up cash that in, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
So.
All right, gang.
Yeah, it's late, so we'll get off here.
I gotta be at work at 6 a.m.
I like how closing
Tim needs to work soon.
Yeah, closing
thoughts became a whole just rant.
Yeah. So
3 different rants actually.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fun.
All right. Anyways, that's the end of our Life in Pixels. We may or may not be back.
Don't say that's the end of our life.
No.
Jesus.
That's the end of the podcast this week. We may or may not be back next week, depending on scheduling. So anyways, we love you, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.